Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This One's Wife. Paltrow trolls This One's Wife again. This One's Wife livid. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. We have at the present a rather interesting situation of narcissists colliding. They are both mid-range narcissists, which means that they operate with a facade, that they present to the outside world that they're kind, empathic, likeable people, where, of course, their behaviour is actually self-absorbed, self-serving, and behind closed doors, away from the presentation of the facade, different behaviours will manifest. Gwyneth Paltrow is a smarter narcissist and a more successful one. She has had a solid acting career, and this has translated into significant success with her lifestyle brand. This One's Wife, in a sense, has sought to emulate Paltrow. She also comes from an acting background, but has nowhere near the level of success or prestige that was enjoyed by Gwyneth Paltrow, and she also has sought to move into having a lifestyle brand, although, as explained in parts passim, not a lot's really going on with all of that. Paltrow undoubtedly will look down her nose at This One's Wife, viewing her with contempt. She will consider her a Janey-come-lately, somebody who doesn't have the right credentials, who has attempted to elbow her way into A-list society as a consequence of having made a few friends in that group and the fact that she married a prince. Paltrow will be singularly unimpressed with the way that This One's Wife has attempted to muscle in on the action, and undoubtedly has her viewed as painted black. She will have sought to ignore This One's Wife. I do not doubt that This One's Wife will have made some overtures towards Gwyneth Paltrow, thinking that they are birds of a feather. Such a suggestion would cause Gwyneth Paltrow to react with horror and disdain. Such is her contempt for This One's Wife. A little while ago, she trolled her by virtue of having a rather slick and well-presented dinner party at her residence, promoting a tie-up between her lifestyle brand and an Italian label. She even got some digs in relation to American Riviera and also lemons. It was a classy piece of snark directed at This One's Wife, basically saying, "This is how you do a lifestyle brand. I've got it covered. You can foxtrot Oscar. Don't think that you're going to get in on my territory. I'm the queen bee around here. Buzz off." But Paltrow wasn't done there. Only recently, she also took aim at This One's Wife again, albeit indirectly, by allowing pictures via Backgrid to be shown of her with Katy Perry, who apparently had attended Lilibet's third birthday party. As explained in parts passim, that simply couldn't be the case, because Katy Perry was in Cannes in France on the Friday night, would have been travelling when the party was taking place, and then popped up with Gwyneth Paltrow on the Sunday. It was as if Gwyneth Paltrow was saying, "I actually am friends with Katy Perry. I actually do things with Katy Perry. Here's the pictures to show that that's the case. I don't tell porky pies like some other upstart." Thus, Gwyneth Paltrow has taken two recent potshots at This One's Wife, which many of us have picked up on and has caused considerable hilarity. Yet again, there's laughter at the expense of the loser that is This One's Wife. But Paltrow's at it again. Quite clearly, This One's Wife keeps coming up on her radar. After all, you can hardly go a day without knowing about her as a consequence of reportage and the PR puff pieces that the Duchess of Delusion pumps out. Paltrow evidently is on a mission to ensure that she keeps reminding her that she is a low-rent, D-list actress and nowhere near the calibre of Paltrow. As we know, this one's wife has been purportedly filming a cookery show, which is meant to tie in with the American Riviera orchard. As I explained in my recent video, I doubt that cookery show will see the light of day as a consequence of the fact that since American Riviera orchard is going nowhere, what's the point of having a cookery show to tie into a non-existent lifestyle brand? Thus, there's a failure there again. And I suspect that Gwyneth Paltrow also recognises that the cookery show is just some cheapo option that won't see the light of day either, and she wants to demonstrate that she actually creates stuff, she actually delivers. And thus, as reported in stuff.co.nz, delish and naughty, Gwyneth Paltrow cooks dinner with her Kiwi chef crush, Josh Emmett. Yes, here comes Gwyneth, cocking a snook at this one's wife by saying, "Hello, here I am, undertaking some cooking with a chef. And look, mine's actually been released." It was released on Instagram in relation to her Goop brand. Accordingly, the clear message is this: whilst you're arsing around with your supposed cookery show which nobody has seen yet, I, as the Queen Bee, I, of the successful lifestyle brand, actually get on with it and deliver, thus showing you up once again. A Hollywood actor and a Kiwi celebrity chef who bonded over a potato recipe have surprised fans with a cooking video. Gwyneth Paltrow, a big fan of New Zealand chef Josh Emmett, cooked a dinner menu with him. Emmett, who has worked in some of the world's top eateries, visited Paltrow's home in Los Angeles. Didn't go to somebody else's house next to a cannabis farm. No, actually went to Paltrow's home. The pair cooked the perfect dinner menu that included prime rib with a umami-rich mushroom sauce, a butternut squash from Paltrow's garden, and Paltrow's favourite potato recipe that made her Emmett's fan. The actress posted the video on Instagram of her lifestyle company Goop that has 8.3 million followers on the social media platform, not the 615,000 and falling that this one's wife has. In the latest Goop newsletter, Paltrow explained she hosted Emmett and his family for dinner and had a crush on the superstar Kiwi chef. "I've had a chef crush on Josh Emmett for a little over a year," Paltrow wrote in the newsletter. "And recently, I was lucky enough to have him and his beautiful family over for dinner while they were visiting the States from New Zealand. Of course, we cooked together. Josh showed me the reverse sear method he likes to use at home for prime rib and the key to his go-to steak sauce. We made the Hasselback potatoes that first made me fall for Josh's recipes, and I contributed a butternut squash from my garden, which Josh immediately had an elegant vision for, roasting and garnishing," she explained in the newsletter. She was so impressed she posted a story on her own Insta page with a photo of her dinner with the caption, "Last night's Hasselback potatoes from this cute chef I found here at Instagram at Josh Emmett." Emmett in return posted an Insta story right back, rating her effort as tops. "I give those a solid 10 out of 10 at Gwyneth Paltrow." Their Instagram loving led to Paltrow's team reaching out to the chef for a collaboration last year. Goop's followers praised the pair cooking together. Thus, in this instant, Gwyneth Paltrow has collaborated with Josh Emmett and publicised that, which enables her to assert control over her followers and to draw fuel from them by way of their responses. It enables her to manage her facade in relation to being somebody with this successful lifestyle brand. A fun, interesting person. It also enables her to continue her repeated put-downs of the failures of this one's wife. Thus, it serves a dual purpose. We know that it also throws some snark at this one's wife because Paltrow has form in that regard. The dinner party, the Katy Perry incident, and now showing that she has a world-famous chef working with her and that she's able to get it out there and publicise it nice and quickly, whilst this one's wife is still floundering around in the cannabis farm trying to find Harry. Understandably, this one's wife would be livid about this, because she regards Paltrow now as competition. There will have been a time where she'll have viewed Gwyneth Paltrow in a white light, that she would have seen her as someone to emulate, that someone she'd want to be friends with. But because Paltrow's looked at her as if to say, "Me? Be friends with you? Oh, I don't think so." And the fact that such overtures undoubtedly have been rebuffed, she then becomes painted black. Add to that, of course, the dinner party and Katy Perry snark that has been thrown in her direction. This one's wife again sees that she's been outmaneuvered by somebody who actually gets on and does things and is more successful. Whilst her cookery show is going nowhere, whilst her lifestyle brand is sinking without a trace, Gwyneth Paltrow continues to demonstrate, "I'm the queen bee around here." And thus, this will infuriate this one's wife. She's not mentioned by all of this, but therefore it will wound her. The fact that she sees somebody doing something that she wants to do, the fact that she sees Gwyneth Paltrow putting out there a cookery video talking about her successful collaboration with Josh Emmett, is precisely the type of thing that this one's wife wants to be doing. And the fact that one, she's not, and two, a rival is, wounds her, resulting in an ignition of fury, and those plates will go a-flying in Monty Shit Show once again. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.